Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu einer weiteren Folge von Dan+Det. Ich bin Dan.
Ich bin Dan, herzlich willkommen. Heute haben wir Eispiratenzeit in Grimmitschau, kann man ja sagen. Und in Grimmitschau haben wir den Trainer Jussi. Nachnamen vergessen.
Welcome to the show again, Jussi. It's a second part and now we will talking about the Eispiraten. You said, we said you came at July 2022, as an assistant coach. And at February, in the next year, you was then a head coach. Why?
Well, obviously, we didn't do good enough job going into the February. And like always in professional hockey, it's the head coach who had to pay the price, but we all know it's not about the head coach. It's the whole team, everybody around it, players, us, coaching staff. But the management decided that it was time to get some kind of a change to the team, and they gave me the opportunity, and I was glad to take it. And I heard afterwards that was actually something that Marian Basani was telling the team to do. So that's always nice because our intentions as an assistant coach is never to seek after the head coach job. Or if it is, you're in the wrong place.
Mm-hmm.
So,
what's for you the biggest difference as an assistant coach and head coach?
Responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Assistant coach, you only have responsibilities for the task that the head coach wants you to do. But as a head coach, your responsibilities are basically everything,
mm-hmm.
and especially the result. And the result is all that matters in the professional sports. So, responsibility.
Okay. No, the season ended, and at the next season, you had, a flow with your team. What was the reason?
I think it was the right time, right place kind of thing. We had a lot of guys coming back from the year before, and we took like a different kind of approach for the team. And then we did a really good job on recruiting the key players. We got Colin Smith, Tobias Lindberg, Vinny Saponari, Sigmund, Oleg Shilin, Max Ballinson. We had really good important players that everybody was kind of like playing one of their highlight of their careers, like a really good year. And we stayed healthy for the most parts. First time we had some injury issues were on the playoffs against Krefeld, the last 3 games, and then on the semifinals, and that one we struggled. But besides that, we stayed healthy for the whole year. We were able to practice all the time. Everybody was kind of with the mindset that part of my language was like fuck everybody else, that we're a good team and we want to show that.
Okay. Well, what are the difference to the former coach? What was the difference between you and the former coach that the team ran to the 3rd place?
I can speak about what we did, not so much about what we did before, because that's not my place to judge. I was part of that team, and I had all the chances to make a difference that year too, and I was not able to do it. So I don't want to badmouth anyone, but we just took a kind of like approach that we wanna control the games. We wanna be the one who's deciding the tempo of the game, and to do that, we needed to be really good with the puck, and we just took the mentality and mindset that we're trying to make plays all the time. We're not okay to chip the pucks away and try to defend for 60 minutes. We wanted to attack for 60 minutes.
Okay. Very offensive tactic, do you think? Is it the right word?
I think it was just more of the mindset that kind of like when you feel like that we try to play the game that we always have good support to the puck like everybody else do, but just the mindset that when you feel like that you're in trouble, that you still try to find a good solution, good play to make in that situation rather than throw the puck away somewhere and start defending. That just more kind of like just don't be afraid of the mistakes. Mistakes is gonna happen. Let's react to it, but let's not be afraid to make a mistake.
Actually, the season is not so good as the last season. Why?
Well, I think the injuries are the biggest issue for us. We now played 36 games, and we still haven't been able to play with our first two lines. So somebody's been out all the time. And then compared to last year, I think, well, Oleg Shilin's last couple of games, he's been amazing. But last year, he was such a good goalie. He won us a couple of games when we did not deserve that. When we were making the mistakes, then Oleg was just, okay, don't worry about it, I got it. So he was just a wall for us especially in the first 15 games when you get the ball rolling. And this year, when we end up and we lost Mirko Saher on the last exhibition game, so we were not really able to replace him on the lineup. So we were struggling with big injuries from start of the year. And that's something that, looking back, talking about that experience, that hopefully, me personally, I have a lot better tool set to handle those situations right now, because I feel like I could not help the team enough in that situation so that we could outcome or overcome those difficulties. And then the ball started rolling in the wrong direction. And now we're still struggling with the same things.
Some fans will criticize you because, why don't you play more players and so on? You know what I mean. What do you say to these fans?
We're trying to, or let's put it this way, every game, every decision that we take is based on the fact that which is gonna give us the best chance to win the game. So that's the short answer. So we're always only trying to win a game, not to please anyone, not to please any players or not even the fans. We're just trying to win a game.
Yeah.
That's and then sometimes some guys, they're left out, but it's based on performance always, not the name on the back.
Your engagement will be now ended at 26. Was it a pleasure to
Extension?
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously it was in a tough situation for us where we were and we still are. But yeah, it was big like statement from the management that they believe in the process. They believe in that if we keep doing the right things, it's gonna turn for us. Right now, we just need a little help to get a little bit healthier, which is happening right now. So, but at the same time, now we're measured. Now we're gonna get guys back. Now we don't have anywhere to hide anymore. Not behind injuries, not behind anything. You got 16 games left to go, and you need to win 11, basically.
We talked with Jörg Puschmann after 10 games, and he was very positive. He said, "Yeah, it's only the start. Now we are in the middle of the season. What's you to do to that the Ice Piraten not are in the played-out? What are you to do?"
Well,
what is?
Obviously, we need to win games.
Yeah.
That's the obvious thing. But yeah, we need to get more consistency in our game. That we're now, like, I think Krefeld game is a good example again, that we play 18 minutes good in a period, then we play 2 minutes bad, and we lose the game in that 2 minutes. Freiburg away, we played 40, 53, 55 minutes good. We play 5 minutes bad, we lose the game in the 5 minutes. Do we get that consistency into the games? And for that, we need to be able to practice better.
Mm-hmm.
And to get practicing better, we need bodies on the ice.
Mm-hmm.
You can't practice with 3 lines. It just doesn't work. So we just need, like we are now in the position that we can actually practice, that we can develop the game, we can expect it to be better after a good practice week. So it's not just hoping that we're looking at some videos and, okay, let's hope it's going to get better. No, we actually have a chance to practice and do things.
Mm-hmm. And now we have the matches in Weiden and at Sunday against Lausitzer Füchse. What's the to-do for the team?
Well, we need to take points. So Weiden away is going to be a tough one, or both games are going to be tough, but Weiden away it's not an easy place to play. They are in a role at the moment. They are on the flow. They won 5 out of last 6 games. Did not concede one single goal last weekend, so they're obviously doing defensively something well. And on the side, they scored 5, so offensively also they're doing okay. But I would still bet on us against Weiden. If we can reach our best level, we're gonna beat them. No question about it.
We have also viewers from football and from handball. Tell them, what is the most hard thing for you when you play 4 times against a team, not 2 times like in handball or football?
I don't know. You just get a little bit more. You get those games that player are, I bet, like we're for Weiden at the moment. They've been playing well against us. That they look at the calendar and they see, okay, Krimitsa is coming in town. That they feel good about themselves and they feel that confidence going into the game. That's what it might give you playing against certain teams. You have players that during a season that they might have 12 goals in a year and 8 of them are against the same opponent. They just love to play against certain style of hockey or certain type of players. Like for us, we've been battling with Krefeld now in the last 2 years, I think 14 times. And Krefeld has been tough opponent for us because they're big and mean and heavy. And we've been struggling scoring against them. But then again, going in last year, we lost 4 times for them in a regular season, and still we were able to beat them in the playoffs. So it's going back and forth. But I don't think for the main part, for our preparation, we always try to think what we can do, what we have to do, instead of looking at, okay, what the opponent is doing so well.
We talked about the Premier League, and this guy said, oh, we have so much matches. And then I look to ice hockey and you have 2 matches a weekend. How do you handle it in your training and your coaching?
Yeah, obviously it's a different sport. It's way different, like kind of like fatigue, what it takes on you. We have to think about, especially for us right now when we have guys that are playing big minutes, that it's a lot about recovery and just getting ready. And that's just like, again, on that snowball effect when you have those injuries and then you have to overplay certain guys. So the injuries just keeps on coming. So that's been a tough part for us, but I think right now we're doing a pretty good job on that. And hopefully again we can even out the minutes in the game. So it's not so much about one guy, so we can actually practice again more on the week.
And the recovery thing. In football, you have a big staff with physicians and so on. You too in ice hockey, you have a big staff.
I don't know if it's a big staff, but we got physios that the boys have a chance to go on and take some physical treatment after the games or on when we're days off. If they got some injuries or little bangs, they're gonna get treated. And then we got the usual ones, the hot tubs and the cold tubs, and so you can do your recovery.
How did you recover on the best way for you?
watching football and having a beer.
German beer?
It doesn't matter.
Okay. Now, yeah, we talked about the situation is a little bit tough for you and your team. What are the reaction of the team? How did they handle the situation? Because there are a lot of players that played last season here.
Yeah, obviously it's been tough. It's not easy, but I think especially our leadership players, they've done a good job. Right now, I think the management is trying to do also. They're also doing a good job now and trying to get some support for the guys that we get some extra bodies coming in. But it is what it is. Like, it's so easy to feel sorry for yourself or feeling pity or everything is against you. You just gotta buckle down and go to work. It's simple as that.
How do you get this mindset to the team, or is it in the team, do you think?
Well, like I said again, I think our leadership players has done a good job. They're highly competitive individuals. They like to compete, and nobody wants to lose games. So it's not something that we have to encourage them every day that, hey, could you please try a little bit harder today? Yeah, obviously there's bad days, there's good days, but for the most parts, when you put the number on your chest, or in our case, it's on your back, it's not an issue that they don't try or they don't compete. It's more about, like, for example, our top line, we think about Lindbergh and Smith and Dominic Walsh now. If they have to play 25 minutes a game, you can't expect them to be good every single shift. It's too much. But if you can play them only 18 to 20 minutes, then they can be good in every single shift. They can play with higher intensity and with more energy. Right now, it's so tough for them to be creative all the time. So it might look sometimes that they're not competing or trying, which is not the case. But it's just tough.
Okay. Let's talk about the fans. How was it in Italy, in Finland, and how is it in Krimitschau? Your experience with the fans?
Finland is a little bit different kind of culture. We maybe a little bit more silent in the games, and you might be supporting like more teams than just your own local team. I think in Italy and in Germany, it's more regional. That if you're born and raised in Prunico or in Krimitschau, you're automatically a Krimitschau fan or Teil fan. But we don't have the same case in Finland. The team kind of like have to earn your fanship, or how do you say that? But in Italy, it's pretty much the same as in here. Just because it's a South Tyrolean place, so everybody speaks German. It's more German than Italian, the city. So I think the culture is pretty much the same in sports-wise. And here, it's unbelievable. It's just crazy in this whole league, all over the place. Wherever you go, it's almost a full house, and it really matters to the people. So I think there's German like sports culture overall, not just in hockey, like overall sports culture is one of the best in the world, if not the best.
So if we were in Finland, were possible to be a fan of Krimitschau and Eislöwen? Did I understand it right?
Well, maybe not those two, but for example, we had like in Vasa, obviously, because we played in the second tier. So you had a lot of people supporting on the first tier teams, like for example from Helsinki, from HAFK or Jokerit, that you might travel there once or twice a year and you're watching all their games and you care more about their games than the actual Vasa team. That might happen, but maybe not the derby games.
Yeah, Krimitschau is a very traditional place to be for ice hockey. Do you feel it? Do you feel the tradition of ice hockey sport here?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
And why?
It's just like just being at the rink and looking at the rink, that the rink is not there for the last 5 years. It's been there for the last 60 years. And then we have those pictures and stuff on the walls from the early days. So every day when we walk to the ice, it's a reminder for us that there was a lot hockey before us. So we're not going to be the last or the first team in Grimmitschau. So you kind of like have to respect that heritage and try to live up to it.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's a pleasure, but it can be pain when the fans will support or not support the team. Do you agree?
Yeah, at some point, like, we don't really think about that. Like, it's obviously fans are extremely important part. Don't take me wrong. We love the support that we're getting. They're giving us a lot of energy or you know, like helping us to win the games. But if the fans are, for some reason, they're not supporting, it's not an excuse for us to not to do our job. So it's our job to get them excited, not the other way around.
This was Jussi. Thank you.
Thank you.
Danke, Jussi. Obwohl ich nicht mitreden konnte, weil ich dem Englisch nicht ganz so mächtig bin. Aber herzlichen Dank und bis auf bald mal wieder.